Now, continuing on this thought that God's Word, the verses in this Bible, are what God said, and His Word and what He has said has a life and a power. It's creative. But there's a way that it has to be applied in order to get the full benefits of it. And over here in Isaiah chapter 55 beginning in verse 9, God's saying, now listen carefully, my ways are higher than your ways. We're talking about miracles here. We're talking about impossibilities here. We're talking about techniques that are different than what man uses to heal and produce results. My ways are higher, he said in verse 9. And my thoughts are higher than your thoughts. So we have to change the way we think. And in verse 10, he gives us an illustration. He said, now just like the rain and the snow fall from the sky into the earth. He said, when that happens, when that water goes into the ground, it produces results. It makes something happen. It makes the earth bring forth and bud to produce the things that man uses to eat. It gives seed to the sower so you can produce more and more results. That's what seed is for. It multiplies whatever it came from. And God's Word is a seed, by the way. We'll learn that as we go along. And it gives bread to the eater. It produces positive things in the earth. The rain, okay, it comes down from the heaven. Now listen to what he says in verse 11. He said, that's the way my Word operates. That's the way these verses in the Bible operate. Just like that rain comes down and goes into the earth, it produces positive results. He said, my Word does the same thing. So shall my word be that goes forth out of my mouth. In other words, what I say. He said, it will not return to me void. In other words, something's going to happen. It will not return to me void, he says. Now remember the word return, because that's important. He said, but it shall accomplish. It will produce results. That which, he said, it'll accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing that I sent it to do. What did he send his word? He sent his word to heal them. It says back there in Psalms 107, we read it earlier. He sent his word and healed. So, remember, we have responsibilities. First of all, we need to get an education so we develop the faith, because faith comes from knowledge. And then when we understand how this thing works, he said, you got to get that word back to me. Tell me what I said. And we're going to go into all these things that God said about healing and health. You see, there is a Bible or a godly healing and health care system that will produce tangible healing results. Okay? He sent his word and healed them. In other words, he changed sickness into health. Now, they cried unto the Lord. They needed help. They said something to God. And that's what he's saying here. That word has to return to me. What did I say about healing and health? Because when we return it, it sets in motion a healing process. Again, we're talking about medicine. We're talking about prescriptions. We're talking about time. We're talking about effort. It's a process. So we can't get discouraged if we don't see results right away. And we'll talk about some of that. That's important. You see, you wouldn't need faith if you could see it right away, if you could feel it right away. Doesn't mean we're not being healed. We're in the process of being healed when we return God's word to him. We have to know what he said that he either will do or has done to heal you. What he will do and what he has done to heal you. And again, education is our part of the responsibility. Returning his word is part of the responsibility.